Hello students, welcome to all of you Shiksha 360, and today basically we have to discuss the chapter number 35. This is basically from the module D. Total 2 to 3 sessions. Clear, we will try to conclude this topic in 2 sessions, but sometime it will take little bit much time as some points are little bit elaborative. So we will start this session part 1, chapter number 35, part 1. Clear, tomorrow we will discuss the part 2 and the next day we will discuss the part 3. Okay. So chapter number 35, that is budget and budgetary control. So totally theoretical based topic, but definitely you will get 2 to 3 questions from this topic. Important one. So as the word suggests that budget that is basically how we have to manage our expenses. Clear, how to have manage our expenses and how we have to need check on our revenues. Clear, that is total check on the revenues and the expenses. That is how much we are earning and from where we have to spend. Okay, that is budget and budgetary control. So let's start what is the meaning of these two words in detail. So here, first of all, that is budget. Wait a minute. Budget and budgetary control. So every business organization, clear, every business organization works with the some objective. Clear, every business organization basically works with the some objective to be achieved. It wants to fulfill certain financial objectives. To achieve these, it may be necessary to achieve certain quantitative objectives as well. Okay. So it wants basically what is the main motive, that is fulfill certain financial objectives. To achieve these, it may be necessary to achieve certain quantitative objectives as well also. For example, if it wants to achieve a certain level of profit, clear, if any organization basically wants to achieve a certain level of profit, so they want to sell a certain level of product, so it is necessary that a certain level of output is to be achieved. Clear, like if there is any production, clear, so if we produce up to that particular level, clear, only after that we are getting profit. Clear, that is still that product we are fulfilling our cost, and after that we are moving towards a profit. So the financial and the quantitative objectives, clear, the financial and the quantitative objective of the organization during a period are stated in the form of the budget. Clear, basically all these objectives basically are stated in the form of the budget. The budget forms a basis for the management. Clear, it is a base for the management to occasionally review the operations by comparing the actual financial and quantitative performance with the budgeted one to know how the organization has been functioning. Clear, like here we have, like in the country also, here we have made the budget. Like budget is announced on 1st of April and it will implement from 1st of April. So continuously from time to time, we are checking out, clear, basically whether we are achieving our targets or our motives or not. Clear. So that is the same thing they are saying here. So this makes the whole process, that is we are comparing the actual financial and quantitative performance with the budgeted one. So that this makes the whole process, sorry, makes the whole process a very this makes the whole process a very effective tool basically for the management of the control, for management of budgetary control. Clear, it is known as the budget control. That is just when we are comparing the clear actual with respect to the budgeted one. So what type of budget is to be prepared? Clear, what type of budget, that is basically it means that there are different types of the budget. So what type of budget is to be prepared? Clear, what type of budget basically we have to prepare? Basically it depends upon the peculiar nature of the organization and its business, as also on the type of the control the management wants to exercise. Clear, as also on the type of the control, clear, the management basically wants to exercise. So a budget, further, that is a budget basically it is different than a forecast. Clear, forecast in which we can imagine that this will happen in the okay. So while and forecast, clear, so here they are saying that while the forecast basically it is an assessment of the probable future events. Clear, please remember this line, very important. Sometimes they will ask in the examination question on the basis of that. Clear. So while the forecast basically what is that? While the forecast basically it is an assessment of the probable future events. Clear, probable future events. Clear, that what will happen, which we can imagine that this will happen at that time. On the other side, the budget basically it is an operating and the financial plan. Clear? What is the budget? With respect to that budget, basically it is an operating and the financial plan. Clear? On the basis of that, I will discuss one question. So kindly remember that. Clear? That is forecast. Basically, what is that forecast? It is an assessment of the probable future events. On the other side, budget basically what is that? It is an operating and the financial plan. Clear? Budget, it is what is that? It is an operating and the financial plan. Further, a forecast employs some degree of flexibility. On the other side, basically budgeted means definite targets. Clear? That is forecast basically implies the some degree of flexibility. Clear? Because which we can imagine that this will happen at that time. Okay. On the other side, basically a budget, basically it means that with this much target we have to achieve up to this much time. Clear? It is a means a definite target. Clear? So this is the difference between the budget and the forecast. Hope all of you are able to understand these basic things. Now move to the next point. So what are the concept of budget and budgeting? Clear? So what is the concept of budget and budgeting? Clear? Kindly remember that these questions they will ask like which of the following is correct or not. Like 4 options they will given, and on the basis of that we have to find out. Clear? Continuously day by day level of the examination will increase. So you have to be proper focus on these things. Clear? No need to like that just go through some PDF at the last time in the examination and go through some MCQ. You are able to clear at that time. Only 10 to 15% students will success, rest not able to clear. As you can also check the IABF website data. Clear? Very less students will pass in the examination. So you have to prepare yourself properly. Clear? So that you are able to clear your exam, not waste money again and again. Clear? Because the fees is very much high, that 3,000 plus along with the GST. It is very difficult to pay every time. So prepare once time properly. So a number of definitions. Clear? Here a number of definitions are available to describe a budget. From these various definitions, the following prominent points about the budget are to be highlighted. Clear? Basically from these various definitions, the following prominent points about the budget have to be highlighted. First one, it is a financial plan. Clear? So what is budget? Basically it is a financial plan. Please remember that. What is a budget? It is a financial plan. This one will be the 1 mark question or 0.5 mark question. So it is a financial plan serving as an estimate of and a control over the future operations. Clear? So what is a budget? Basically it is a financial plan serving as an estimate of. Clear? Basically serving as an estimate of and a control over the future operations. Clear? And a control over the future of. Second one, it contains estimate of future cost. Clear? Second one, that is it contains the estimate of the future cost. Third one, it is a systematic plan. Clear? So what is a budget? Basically it is a systematic plan for the utilization of the man. Clear? Basically it is a systematic plan basically for what? For the utilization of the manpower, material or other resources. Clear? So what is that basically it is a systematic plan for the utilization of. Clear? It is a systematic plan basically for the utilization of manpower, material or other resources. Clear? For the utilization of manpower, material or other resources. Next one, it is a plan. Clear? Further basically it is a plan expressed in the money terms or the physical units. Clear? It is a plan basically expressed in the money terms and physical unit. Fifth one, it is prepared and approved. Further, that it is prepared and approved prior to the budget period, that is usually a year. And what it shows that? It shows the income, may show the income, expenditure and the capital to be employed. Clear? May show the income, expenditure and the capital to be employed. Okay. So please remember that I will explain once. So what is a budget? Basically it is a financial plan. Clear? So it is a which plan? It is a financial plan serving as an estimate of and control over the future operations. Second one, it contains what it contains, that is estimate of the future cost. Clear? Basically what it contains, basically estimate of the future cost. Third one, it is a systematic plan, a financial plan, that is estimate of and control over the future operations. Second one, systematic plan basically when for the utilization of the manpower, material or resources. Clear? So please remember that financial plan also, systematic plan also. Fourth one, it is a plan expressed in the money terms or the physical units. Clear? It is a plan expressed in the money terms and the physical units. Last one, that is the complete process of designing, implementing and operating the budgets. Clear? The complete process of designing, implementing and operating budget. Clear? The complete process of designing, implementing and operating budget. It is to be called as the budgeting. Clear? That is to be called as the budgeting. Okay. Hope this point it is clear to all of you regarding that basically what is to be called as the budgeting here. Please ask any query, any doubt up to this much point. Hope all the points are clear to all of you. Now, on the basis of that, what we have discussed here till now, I will discuss one question with all of you. So the first question basically presents on your screens now. Budget is a plan. Clear? So budget, it is a plan expressed in. Clear? Budget, it is a plan basically expressed in. So what will be the answer here? First one, money terms only, physical units only. Option number C, that is both money terms and the physical unit. Option number D is that is neither the money terms nor physical units. Please tell fast what will be the correct answer here. Please tell fast. That is budget, it is a plan that is expressed in option number A, that is money term only. It will express in the money terms, not only in the money terms. Clear? So this will be wrong. If they will write money terms, so we will correct it here, but they will write it here only. So due to that, this option will be wrong. Physical units only, not also. It will express in the physical unit, but not only in the that. Third one, both the money terms and the physical units. Clear? Third one here, that is both the money terms and the physical unit. Clear? So option number C will be the correct answer here. Clear? Option number C will be the correct answer here. Clear? This we have already covered in the previous slide. Clear? That I will discuss with you. Clear? That is, it is a plan expressed in the money terms and the physical unit. Clear? So why I will discuss that question, so that you are able to understand that what type of question you will expect in the examination. Clear? So you have to go through all these points very well and at least 2 times. Clear? Basically, and at least 2 times you have to go through that properly. Only after that you are able to understand all these points. Okay, so now move to the next point here. What are the types of the budget? Clear? So next point which we have to discuss, that is what are the types of the budget. So budgets may be classified. Clear here, that is budgets may be classified into the various categories. Clear? That is budgets may be classified into the various categories depending upon the base adopted to prepare it. Clear? That is what criteria we are adopting to prepare the budget. So on the basis of that, budgets are to be prepared on the various categories. So now let's discuss regarding that all these one by one. So the scope of their coverage. Clear? First one, that is the scope of their coverage or the functions covered by them. Clear? The scope of their coverage or the functions covered by them. So under that, what are the things which we have to cover? That is first one, that is the sales budget. All these budget we have to discuss in detail. Clear? Sales budget, production budget, overheads budget, cash budget, production cost budget, capital expenditure budget, etc. Clear? And all these are to be called as the functional budgets. Clear? These all are called the functional budgets. Clear? So the scope of their coverage or the functions covered by them. Clear? Examples. Sales budget, first, that is example, that is like sales budget, production budget, overheads budget. Clear? Sales budget, production budget, overheads budget, cash budget, production cost budget, capital expenditure budget. Clear? And all these budgets are to be considered under the functional budgets. Clear? All these budgets are to be considered under the functional budget. Next one, the capacity or the efficiency, clear, the capacity or the efficiency to which they are related, clear, the capacity or the efficiency basically to which they are related, that is the budget are to be related, clear, the capacity or the efficiency basically on the basis of that, on the basis of the capacity or the efficiency, the budget it is to be either it is to be a fixed budget or to be the flexible budget, clear. So the capacity or efficiency basically to which they are related, on the basis of that budget is to be considered as the either the fixed budget or the flexible budget, clear, either it is to be considered as a fixed budget or it is to be considered as a flexible budget. Third one, the conditions on which they are based, clear, the conditions on which they are based, on the basis of that, clear, on the basis of the condition, just how you can make your short notes like condition in the case of the budget, condition on the basis that either it is to the basic budget or the current budget, like on the basis of the capacity or efficiency, on the basis of the capacity or efficiency it is to be fixed budget or it is to be flexible. Okay, next one, the periods which they cover, clear, how much tenure, clear, like we can say that tenure, on the basis of the tenure either it is to be a long period budget or it is to be a short period. Clear, so hope all of you are able to understand all these points. First one, that is the scope of their coverage, clear, basically what they will cover, clear, or the functions covered by them. Second one, that is the capacity or the efficiency, clear, on the basis of the capacity or the efficiency either it is to be the fixed budget or to it is to be the flexible budget. On the basis of the condition either it is to the basic budget or it is to the current budget, and on the basis of the tenure either it is to be the long period or it is to be the short period, clear. So these are the different types of the budget, clear. So these are the different types of the budget which we have to consider here. Now we have to move to the next point. So preparation and the monitoring of budgets, clear. So now we have to, whatever we have discussed in the previous slide, now we have to discuss in detail regarding all these points, clear. So the highlights about the characteristics, clear, the highlights about the characteristics and the preparation and monitoring of the various types of the budgets, clear, and the preparation and the monitoring of various types of the budget are to be given below, clear. So now we have to discuss all these budgets one by one. So first one under that is the functional budgets, clear, under first one, that is under that is first type which we have to discuss, that is functional budgets. Under that we have to discuss different types of budgets. So let's start regarding that. So budgets are prepared, functional budgets under that, that is the budgets are to be prepared for each of the various interrelated activities in the organization. That is basically for sales we have to this much budget, for production this much, clear, for production cost this much, for advertisement this much, clear, for transportation this much amount, clear. So budgets are prepared basically for each of the various interrelated activities in the organization. These budgets further, that is these budgets are then consolidated, clear, that is these budgets basically are then consolidated to show the combined budget, clear, these budgets basically are then consolidated to show the combined budget basically for all the activities, clear, to show the combined budget basically for all the activities. So this consolidated budget basically it is called as the master budget, clear. This consolidated budget basically it is called as the master budget. Approved budgets are for the individual functions are called the functional budgets, and the main functional budget is clear. Approved budgets for individual functionals, clear, basically approved budgets basically for the individual functions are called the functional budgets. The main functional budgets are clear. So what are the main functional budgets are? So first one here, that is the sales budget, clear. So kindly remember, like in the short form, like you can write it like this way. Wait a minute, I will tell you. Like functional budgets, first one, that is the sales budget. Under that we have some internal factors, some we have external factors. Okay. So the sales budget, what is that? Sales budget, it is the key functional budget. Clear, what is sales budget? Sales budget, it is the key functional budget which forms the basis. Clear, sales budget, it is the key functional budget which forms the basis for preparing other functional budgets. Clear, so what is sales budget? Sales budget, it is the key functional budget which forms the basis for preparing the other functional budgets also. Clear? Which forms the basis for preparing the other functional budgets also. It is the estimate. Clear? What is the budget? Basically, it is the estimate of the total sales. What is the sales budget? Basically, it is the estimate of the total sales expressed in the money terms. Clear? That is, it is the estimate that how much there will be the total sale, that is to be expressed in the money terms and also in the terms of the quantity. Clear? Expressed in the money terms, along with that, basically it also tells in the quantity. So the sales during the budget period, clear? The sales, that is how much there will be the sale. The sales during the budget period, normally the 1 year, are estimated taking into account the various internal and external factors. Clear? The sales during the budget period, that is normally the 1 year, are estimated. Clear? Are to be estimated, basically taking into account. Clear? Are to be estimated, basically taking into account various internal and external factors. Clear? Various internal and external factors. So what are the internal factors here? What are the external factors? So in the internal factors under the sales budget related to the present production capacity. The internal factor, first of all, that is related to the present production capacity of the company, expansion plans, development of the new products, pricing policy, etc. Clear? Kindly remember that what are the internal factor, that is present production capacity. Clear? How much there is a present production capacity of the organization, expansion plan. Clear? How, basically what is our plan to continuously produce more. So development of the new products. Clear? How much we are focusing on the production of the new products. Fourth one, that is the pricing policies. Clear? Fourth one here, that is the pricing policy. Next one, that is what are the external factors. Clear? So here now next one, that is what are the external factors. So the external factors relate to the competition. Clear? Here, that is the external factors basically relate to the competition in the market. Clear? The external factors basically relate to the competition in the market, growth of economy, consumer preference, government policies, etc. Clear? So what are the external factors? So here the external factors basically relate to the competition in the market, growth of the economy, consumer preference, government policies. Clear? So kindly remember both the internal and the external factors. Clear? Internal, that is present production capacity of the company, expansion plans, development of the new products and pricing policies. And the external factor, that is related to the competition in the market, growth of the economy, consumer preference, government policies, etc. Clear? So that is regarding the sales budget. Now move to the next type of the budget here, that is under the functional budget, that is the production budget. What it tells, the production budget basically it is the contains the estimated production quantities. Clear? Production budget basically what it confirms estimated production quantities of the various products during the budget period. Clear? It contains the estimated production quantities of the various budgets during the budget period. This is an offshoot of the sales budget. Clear? What is that? Basically, this is an offshoot of the sales budget and depends upon the decision taken by the management. Clear? And basically depends upon the decision taken by the management regarding the sales of the various products. Clear? And depends upon the decision taken by the management regarding what? Regarding the, sorry, regarding the sales of the various products. Clear? Regarding the sales of the various products, regarding the sales estimates of the various products. Okay, just remember that production budget, that is estimated production quantities of the various products during the budget period. Third one, that is the production cost budget. Clear? Third one, that is the production cost budget. Clear? So production budget basically it contains the estimated production quantities. So what it says that production cost budget basically when it will be prepared after the production budget. Once the production budget it is to be prepared, specifying the quantities of the various products. So the cost of production are to be calculated. Clear? First of all, we have to understand how much quantities basically we have to produce. Clear? So on the basis of that, the cost of production are to be calculated. Clear? So this is the next step under that. That is the cost of production are to be calculated as per the components of the cost of products. Clear? As per the components of the cost of products. This budget may be combination of the three budgets. That is how much material we will require. So for the, first of all, raw material, that is for producing, that labor is to be required, plus overhead cost. Overhead, that is like factory expenses, all these things, electricity, overhead cost budgets, like rent, Clear? All these things will be covered under the overhead. Clear? So that is basically comes under the production cost budget. Clear? So please remember that production cost budget, basically it is a combination of the three budgets. First one, that is we have to need the raw material for producing that. For producing any product, we need man force also, that is labor also. So third one, that is the overhead cost. Clear? Like factory rent expenses or machinery, clear, expenses on the machinery, like electricity, all these things comes under the overhead expenses. Now move to the next point. Clear? Now move to the next point, that is the cash budget here. Clear? Now move to the next point, that is to be the cash budget. What it tell that? Cash budget basically, that is cash inflows and the outflows. Clear? So this budget basically contains the detailed estimates of the cash inflows, how much cash basically we are receiving, and cash outflows, how much we are payments periodically. Clear? That is periodically, that is after a specific period. Clear? So what is that specific period? For this, the budget period, it is further divided onto quarterly, monthly, or even weekly basis. Clear? That is cash budget. It is to be prepared either on the quarterly basis or on the monthly basis or on the weekly basis. Clear? It depends upon case to case, basically on which basis we have to prepare it. Now move to the next point under that. So these two budgets which we have, last one which we have to cover in this session, that is capital expenditure budget. Last one, that is the master budget. So the capital expenditure budget basically details the plan of the proposed expenditure. Clear? That is how much we are capital, that is capital expenditure, that is expenditure for purchasing the fixed assets. Clear? Capital expenditure basically what, how much we are spending for purchasing the fixed assets. Clear? So the capital expenditure budget details a plan of the proposed expenditure on the fixed assets to enhance the capacity and the efficiency of production process of the organization. Clear? Regarding what? To enhance the capacity and the efficiency of the production process. Clear? That is, we have to purchase some new machinery or new equipments. So capital expenditure, that it is a continuous process in any organization, and it is planned through a long-term budget. Clear? And it is planned through a long-term budget. Like we are going to purchase a machinery. Clear? So the machinery cost, it is to be considered like 50 lakh. Clear? So we can know that basically within 10 years we will fulfill the cost of that machinery. Clear? This is the meaning of that. Capital expenditure, it is a continuous process in any organization, and it is planned through a long-term budget. Capital forecast should be made for a number of years, as the capital budget affects the cash budget also. Clear? As the capital budget basically affects the cash budget also. Normally a short-term forecast to cover the general budget period, it is also prepared along with the long-term capital expenditure plan. Clear? So that is because in the starting we have to pay some amount to the, from where we are purchasing the machinery. So it affects our cash inflows also or outflows. Clear? So as the capital budget affects the cash budget also, so normally a short-term forecast to cover the general budget period, it is also prepared along with the long-term expenditure plan. Clear? Along with the long-term capital expenditure plan. So that is comes under the capital expenditure budget. Clear? So that is the regarding the capital expenditure budget. And the last point which you have to cover, that is the master budget. Clear? That is the master budget. So the master budget, what is that? The master budget, it is prepared by consolidating various functional budget. Clear? So how we have to prepare the master budget? The master budget is to be prepared by consolidating. Clear? The master budget, it is to be prepared basically by consolidating various functional budgets like the sales budget, production budget, that it is a combination, that is production cost budget, purchase budget, etc. It is not a simple consolidation. Clear? It is not a simple consolidation, but a coordinated consolidation of the various functional budgets. Clear? It is not a simple consolidation basically, but a coordinated consolidation of the various functional budgets. So this is the budget which is finally approved. Clear? That is master budget. It is a combination of all the budgets. Clear? So basically this is a budget which is to be finally approved, adopted and employed by the organization. Clear? So this is the budget which is to be finally approved, adopted and employed by the organization. Okay. So in this session, we have to discuss up to this much point and all the important points regarding the functional budget we have to cover in this session. Okay? So in the next session, we have to discuss some other important points regarding like fixed and flexible budgets. What is basic budget? What is current budget? What is long-term budget? What is short-term budget? Clear? Along with some other important points which we have to cover in the next session. Clear? So I request to all of you kindly go through all these points once again and go through the videos at least 2 times so that you are able to remember all these points. Clear? In the part 3, clear, we will discuss the MCQs later to that. Clear? In the nutshell, like we can say that 10 to 15 MCQs we will discuss in the last session. Clear? Like in the third part. Okay. So you can also join the session regarding the Indian economy, retail, accountancy, and PPB. Clear? Regular sessions will be conducted on all these subjects. And thanks to all of you for joining the session. If you liked our content, so please share with your friends also. Our group link. This is our group. This is our YouTube. And this is our email ID. So thanks to all of you for joining this session.